the home print studio. Do you remember making rubbings as a child? Maybe coins, leaves, tree bark? Well, that simple act is actually a beautiful gateway into printmaking. This week I'm exploring frottage, or rubbings. It's a wonderfully low pressure way to make prints without needing inks, presses, or indeed a big setup. It's perfect for getting into the printmaking mindset. So you can start by just discovering textures around you, you can experiment with your own handmade plates, or even test out your collagraphs before printing them properly. So if you'd like to make something tactile, expressive and completely mess-free, this is the perfect place to start.
So this technique is great for if you're out and about and you don't want to take inks and paints with you, if you're on the move. It's great if you just don't want to get messy, basically, get all your inks and paints out if you have any. It's also brilliant for making collage fodder, making botanical prints, either out in the field or bringing things back into the studio as well. So what you're going to need, I tend to use thin-ish paper, so one of my favourites is tissue. I've got some tissue, I've got some pre-printed tissue here as well, with a little bit of colour on it already. I've got some copy paper, which is pretty thin as well. It's not archival, but you know, it's fine. I've got some little bits of Japanese paper here, some like Asian paper, thin Asian paper. It's got a nice texture to it, it's quite thin. You want something fairly thin that your whatever you're going to take a rubbing from is going to sort of push through. I've got a bit of thinnish brown packing paper here as well. So you could use newsprint, you could use any kind of thin paper that you happen to have in the studio, thin-ish paper. And what to take the rubbings with? Well, I really like oil pastels. Nice finely ground oil pastels can be really nice. You can try just wax crayons as well. Some good wax crayons would work probably. I've got a graphite stick here. Graphite's really great, as is, I'm hoping that charcoal is going to work pretty well as well. I'm going to give it a go. Normal pastels, like chalk pastels, might work well with some things, maybe not so much with others, and just graphite pencils as well. In terms of things to rub, well, the world's your oyster, really. String, doilies, I've got some food packaging here, so just some polystyrene food packaging. It's got a nice pattern on it. I'm going to have a go at, I'm just going to screw up some cling film, some parchment, foil's also good for that as well. And I've also got some of my old plates. I've got a lino plate here and a collagraph plate, a couple of them actually. And I've also got a really big collagraph plate, which I won't show you. And you can take rubbings of those as well, either just to check that they work, that your relief is good enough, your relief on the surface is good enough, or as an actual print in itself. So let's get started.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to try is this food packaging. So it's got a little raised, it's a little bit raised, this polystyrene, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for sort of quite low relief, just coming up from a base. And we're looking for, I've taken the paper wrapping off these oil pastels, because you want to, as you probably remember from school, you want to use the whole length of whatever you're using. This cup, oh, whoops, ripped a little bit. Coming out really beautifully though. What a lovely pattern. And we can do we can do repeat patterns. So we can do one over the other. We can start doing interesting things like that. Let's get a different colour. Just going to take the paper off this one. These are fairly new. Okay, this is a sort of purpley colour, darker purple colour. Right, I'm going to be a little bit more gentle so I don't get a rip. So this could be great collage fodder. It could be a background for something. It could be the beginning of a print. You can print over the top maybe. So have a look around you, because the recycling bin is often a really great place to find things that will work really well like this. I am going to have a go at doing these feathers here as well. I've got some lovely thin paper that I got from Origami, the Japanese paper place. It came free with my paper order, and it's just perfect for feathers. So I'm going to see if the graphite will work on this. If not, yeah, that's coming out very subtly. You have to be quite gentle with this to get a good, I'm just getting the lovely feather shape rather than the detail, but it kind of looks almost slightly photographic. Okay, it's mainly got the actual form of the feather. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is just try some of these textures out. Actually, I've got some cling film, got some baking parchment, I'm going to screw up, and I've also got some foil. So I'm going to see how these work. So I'm going to screw these up a little bit. And these could be, I think these could work really well probably for some kind of textures in the landscape perhaps. I'm just going to press those down. Let's see. This is the cling film. Very subtle. And the baking parchment's doing a bit better because it's more relief. It's sticking up a little bit more basically. So my graphite pencil is picking up on all the little creases that are sticking up. And then this is the foil. Okay, so I think out of all three of those, I'd say the baking parchment is got the most sort of more graphic lines and texture. But the foil has its place, certainly. It's a finer texture, and the cling film is quite subtle. So you could see how you could actually make those part of a print. And in fact, what I'll show you now is one of my much larger collagraph plates where I've done that. So here I've got this is a really large collagraph plate, old collagraph plate. It's got all sorts on it. It's got, this is, I think this is tissue paper scrunched up and stuck on. I've got some embossed wallpaper here, some of which has sort of swirly pattern on and some more of a sort of dimpled pattern. I've got bubble wrap. This is, I think, a little bit of carborundum, so I'm not sure if that's going to come out so well, but we could give it a go. So I've just got some tissue here to see what I can get from this by just taking a rubbing from it. So let's try with the oil pastel. Okay, I'll try the tissue first. Ooh, that's coming out really nicely. So this is just low relief. It's scrumpled up tissue. I think it's been sealed with something. Can't remember what now. Maybe shellac. Oop, broken my oil pastel. Whoops. Okay. So you're not looking for anything that's going to be too high relief, because you'll break your paper or it just won't work very well. This is the embossed wallpaper coming out really nicely actually. Let's try a different colour as well. So yeah, just low relief. This is a great gateway into relief printmaking, because it gives you an idea of what would work well on a collagraph plate, which is like a printing plate made of collage bits and pieces, texture, and how it's going to print essentially. So we've got some more embossed wallpaper here. Now the bubble wrap isn't working great. I think it's just too soft. It's just too soft for this to pick up on. We've got some really nice textures coming out there. So worth having a go. The embossed wallpaper is great. Screwed up tissue paper or parchment also works really well. Getting some lovely textures here, and this is essentially how it printed originally. So next I'm going to have a go with these printing plates. That's a lino plate, and we've got a couple of smaller colograph plates here. And let's just see how they come out. And this could be a way of just checking whether your relief is high enough on a colograph plate that you've made, because otherwise the ink, when you do roll it on, isn't going to really, it's not going to pick up the textures. So this is very low relief, but it is still coming out. All I've got is this is made with, I think, some parchment paper, some foil, a bit of glue, and it's still doing something quite nice. I'm going to add another colour onto that. And I'm going to make these hills at the back a little bit darker. So, not bad actually for a very low relief colograph. Let's try this lino. Now this is going to be, lino is very black and white, it's very binary. So you're going to get literally, probably, yeah, just going to get dark and light. What's interesting is that I have got some quite fine marks there that I've cut out of the lino, and it is picking up on those, and here too. And you can apply more or less pressure with your rubbing tool. So I can get some really nice darks up here, for instance, maybe here, but leave this a bit lighter. So again, you can kind of check how it's going to print. And with lino, when you sometimes leave some bits here, and you can see if they're going to print or not. And obviously these ones would print if I put ink onto that. And this one here, this is embossed wallpaper. So this is much higher relief than that bit. So we're just going to get that embossed wallpaper. It's a bit of kind of what I call lo-fi texture in the top there. I think that's just a bit of glue that I've stuck on to the plate, but the main pattern is this embossed wallpaper. One other way that works quite well like this is actually using ink. So if you are happy to just get your inks or paints out, then have a go at this. You can just get roll some out very, very thinly, as thinly as you can. This might even be too thick. I'll have a go. And then put your plate, whether it's lino, colograph, and this works better with things that are quite, high, relatively high relief, and put your paper on top and roll over. Oh, that's rather nice. So I've got a rather uneven little print there, but I really like that. It hasn't picked up, it's probably a little bit too much ink on my roller. It hasn't picked up on these nice finer marks that I've made here, whereas the actual sort of rubbing did. But I like this softness, this low fineness. And now I've got less ink on I'm using tissue paper here on the roller. I'm going to have another go and see if, so this is less ink on here. Yeah, that's picking up on the finer marks a bit better. In fact, that's a nice little print in itself as well. So that's with quite a lot of ink, that's with less ink, picking up on the finer marks. But it's a really nice way actually to take a print from a plate. Obviously if you're happy to get your inks or paints out. I'm just going to turn this paper around. Let's have a go with the low relief colograph. Now this will need less ink, and in fact I'm going to use my slightly better roller because I think this is going to roll out better. This is much lower relief, so I'm not sure how it's going to work. Let's give it a go. Okay. So that has actually picked up on these mountain shapes here. It's also, because it's tissue paper, it's kind of picked up on the wrinkles, and it has picked up on this foil area as well. Okay, I'm going to try this with slightly thicker, quite white, kind of washy paper. And I'm going to use the shiny side. I'm going to roll onto the shiny side. Let's see how this works. Not bad, actually, not bad. I've got the roller mark here. I mean, I quite like that, but it might be that that could be covered up somehow. I'm going to have another go at that. Let's just put it on the end here, because I'm just playing really here. So I'm going to start from the top, I think, this time. Ah, now that has come out really nicely. Almost. It's really picked up on the detail. I think that's probably just because there was slightly less ink on the roller. Probably cut this sheet up and use these either as collage or to maybe start working into these prints themselves.
Well, I hope that's given you a bit of inspiration and a gateway into printmaking if you've been hesitating before. If you'd like to hear from me more regularly, then do join my email list. The link is below in the description. You'll get all my content straight to your inbox, plus your free guide, Start Printmaking Today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.